Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So, this may not have escaped your attention. I'm a bit of a Doctor Who fan. I'll go one step further. I'm a bit of a sad Doctor Who fan. I really am. I'm just like, I mean, look how grey I am. It's like, I'm at this stage of my life, and I still not only adore Doctor Who, but I'm somewhat defined by it, right? I'm somewhat defined by my insane, strange love of Doctor Who, which kind of permeates every part of my being, and it really is quite the case. It's very strange. So why am I making this video? Because I'm a Doctor Who fan, obviously, but more specifically, last night I was watching Tomb of the Cybermen. Why was I doing that? Because I'm a Doctor Who fan, and that's just what you know what? I'll tell you I won't tell you the full story. This video is going out probably next week sometime. I'm recording it on August 3rd, my birthday. Well, my English birthday. I normally do go born my English birthday, which is this year. It's next. I probably might go out the day this video goes out. I don't know. I got to get a bunch of videos made because I'm offline on Sunday, right? And I normally do a live stream on Sunday for this big fast day. And yeah, fast 25 hours. So I got to get extra content made to cover that gap, right? So as I said, I was watching Tomb of the Cybermen last night. Oh yeah, I'll tell you why I was watching Tomb of the Cybermen last night, because I went to a funeral yesterday. My wife's stepfather. No, my wife's stepfather, right? That makes him my stepfather-in-law. Listen, we weren't that close. But you know, funerals are always a introspective time, right? So it was actually a nightmare. It really was. I can listen to my stream on from August the 3rd, where I do the full story at the beginning. It really was. It was a grueling night, not emotionally, physically. I mean, like he was buried in the town of Hebron, which is it's kind of, if you ever seen World War Z. Right, the bits where they go to Israel, Hebron's like that, just on a very, very hilly way. It really was. So it was a freaking nightmare. So I got home at like 10:30 in the evening, and the funeral was at 5. I'm telling you, the day was somewhat of a nightmare. So I get home, I'm all like grumpy. And I sit down, and I need to decompress. So I watched the Better Call Saul, right? Better Call Saul was the penultimate episode, and everything. Oh, this is a great one. Oh my God, the crossover. Bryan Cranston's in it. Oh yeah, it's going to be the best ever. Oh, fantastic. I watched it, and I was like, well, that's okay. It wasn't that great. It was okay. So I was still a bit miffed, and I was tired. I wanted to go to bed. So I said, you know what? I'm going to watch a bit of Tomb of the Cybermen. Tomb of the Cybermen always makes you feel better, I think. Well, it depends. People ask me, who's my favourite Doctor? Whichever one I'm watching at the time is the answer. So I thought, but I wasn't watching one. So I went to a bit of Tomb of the Cybermen. Why not indeed? And then we had that I forgot it was in it. That really beautiful speech with Patrick Troughton to Deborah Watling talking about, how he has family and, they're gone now, but they're there. He can bring them in front of his eyes, make them when he wants them to, right? And the pain of a lost loved one just turns into a warm memory, right? And I was like, such a beautiful speech. My erection I had from watching young Deborah Watling, with Victoria wearing a miniskirt for the first time, nearly waned for a second. Came close. That's how overcome I was with emotion. But then I started thinking about Bernard Cribbins, right? And that's basically where I am with him now. The initial shock of him passing away was a week ago, and it's not. Look. I'm not that shaken by his loss, but it's sad. It's sad because we all love Bernard Cribbins. So there's been a few articles out expressing love. So I thought we would go over them together, and a kind of cathartic way. And a week later, which will be. When this video goes out, for me it's a week later, so when this video is going out, it'll be Sunday or Monday. So what's the 3rd is Tuesday? No, it's Wednesday the 3rd. So 4th, 5th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So it'll be about a week and a half. After he passed away. So there's in Judaism there's all these mourning rituals which I find very, very cathartic. I find very, very very helpful to process it, right? So the first thing you do for the first 7 days after a loved one dies is that you stop everything, right? You stop everything and you just sit and you sit in these low chairs. I didn't. I want to get up again. You sit on these low chairs and people just come and visit you all the time. You have an open house. People bring food. People, come and visit you, and you talk about the loved one, right? You talk about, but through all this like talking, you kind of process it and get it out your system to a certain extent. But the end of that time, which is a week, is a first mark in like moving forward with mourning. And then 30 days later, 30 days after that, there's another stay, and then a year later, there's a thing, right? There's a system, and the system works pretty well. So me, I'm a week out. I'm a week out, and I think it's worth talking about, right? I think it's worth talking about. I think you might appreciate, talking about it too, because listen. We all love Wilf, which is just crazy, but we did. It's one of the weird unifying things in fandom, that we all genuinely love Wilf. So let's get into it. Before we do, though, like, share, subscribe, all those things are fan-dabby. Oh, you know it, baby. Double Dozy, somebody did me this awesome bit of fan art. I was going to show it on my stream on on Tuesday, right? I was going to show my stream on August the 2nd, but I didn't do it because I was at the funeral day. Somebody did a bit of fan art of me saying fan-dabby double dozy with the crankers. It's freaking awesome, right? It is freaking awesome. I love that thing. Do I love it because it's fan art of me and I'm basically a narcissist? Probably. Probably. Yeah, I think it's fair enough. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you very, very much. Let me know what you think. I will endeavor to answer all your comments. Oh my god, I just realized I got like a gazillion comments to answer because I didn't do any yesterday. So there you go. Like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fantastic. Sign up my Substack, my email newsletter, which I normally send stuff out on. I've been a bit remiss lately. You know what? I will try and find some Tom Campbell-centric stuff to send out in today's one, which again is in the dim mist of the past for you. But sign up to it. It's free. I also have a paid one. It's basically like a Patreon, right? I just send you digital stuff and you send me a few bucks. It's $5 a month. Thank you very much for that. If I'm grateful for the free stuff you do, imagine how grateful I am for all the stuff where you actually reach in your pocket. So thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack. Fine, covered. Let's get to the first of these articles. I don't know how many we're going to get through, right? I have a bunch lined up, but let's see. Let's start over here. Steve O'Brien. Steve O'Brien's a pretty good writer, didn't he? Wasn't he the guy in charge of Starburst? Do you remember Starburst, or what a rag that was? But I guess anything with time gets better. Or was it Doctor Who DWB? Was that him? I know the name, right? He's been around. Unless it's somebody totally different. How Bert and Cribbins brought magic and warmth to the world of Doctor Who. Yes! Yeah, two things he brought in space, magic and warmth. And there was a magic around him. Right, and I don't think it was just him being like there in our childhoods, reading Jackanory and the Wombles and being genuinely lovely, right? I think there was a magic to him. Personally, I think that magic was how much he loved life, right? How giving and kind he was, and very, very obviously giving, kind, and funny, right? And I think that's why he liked performing. He just liked making people happy, right? I see a lot of similarities between him and John Barrowman, who just loves making people happy. I mean, bottom line, he loves performing because he loves making people happy. Following the sad news of Bert and Cribbins' death, Steve O'Brien looks back on what made him and his character Wilf a Doctor Who legend. Absolutely, Doctor Who legend. I can't disagree with you in any way. The words national treasure are often overused. That's very true. But there are a few people who would argue. There are a few people who would argue about using them applied to describe the late Bernard Cribbins' OBE. Oh boy, did he own his OBE? Right, so much. Who sadly passed away this week, or a week and a half ago. A week ago for me, a week and a half ago for you. It was only a few weeks ago that Doctor Who's fan heart swelled upon seeing paparazzi shots of the 92-year-old actor back as fan favourite character Wilfred Mott. One of the things I just love about Wilf was his first appearance in what was it? The Kylie Minogue one. What was the Kylie Minogue one called? Voyage of the Damned, maybe? Could he? Yeah, maybe. It was a Christmas one, and he had mistletoe, and he put on his little hat, which I thought it was all. I thought everything happens is stage managed. He said no, he just did it himself, and he had berries that he painted red himself. Right? They just put them on again. It's that extra mile that always just comes from love, right? Which is, I think, why we loved it. And yeah, we were all so happy to see him back. There was a deliberately blurred picture of a red-headed woman and somebody in a wheelchair used to put forth the idea that Bonnie Langford is going to be back in the 60th, along with Hebe, the new Big Finish companion, who's in a wheelchair. And that's basically her character is she's an angry person in a wheelchair, as far as I could hear. Right, that basically seemed to be everything about her. As a family meal alongside David Tennant and Catherine Tate. Yeah, look, David Tennant and Catherine Tate was just knocked it out, out the park, out the stratosphere. But then when we saw Wilf, we're like, oh no, yes, yes, Wilf. And then we saw Meet the Beep and the Wraith Warriors. I can't wait to see how they're going to do Meet the Beep on TV, right? Like that blurry picture, I bet it's got to be augmented quite some way, right? But I can't wait to see how they're going to do it. When we last saw Wilf at the end of 2010's End of Time Part 2, tears in his eyes. That's the thing, yes. Saluting the regenerating Doctor. We were bidding adieu to him as much as David Tennant. Very true, right? Very true. I wonder. No, it can't be, right? If they always plan for him to be the person that David Tennant regenerates for, right? I want to get that. And I realized, no, it couldn't be, because he was basically brought in to replace the actor who played Catherine Tate's father, who filmed the scenes for Partners in Crime, but couldn't do any more because sadly he was passing away from cancer at the time. And then they brought in Bernard Cribbins as his father, right, as Catherine Tate's grandfather instead. And why? Again, when you're forced to make changes from a circumstance situation, it generally makes everything better, right? That's why I think it improves things. And then lo and behold, 12 years later, we discover that Bernard Cribbins and Wilfred Mott are back. Only this time, it really will be goodbye. That's the thing. It's not goodbye, right? And the reason I make this video, once again, is because that Patrick Troughton speech in Tomb of the Cybermen, if you haven't seen it, go and find it. It's fantastic, right? It's never really goodbye, right? So it's adieu. Of course, Bernard Cribbins' relationship with Doctor Who stretches way back further than Wilf. In the 1966 feature film Daleks: Invasion of the Earth, 2159. 2150, I should say. He starred as the bumbling police officer. He wasn't bumbling. No, he was. Wait, bumbling. Roy Castle was bumbling as Ian. Was it Ian Chesterton or just Ian? I don't know. He wasn't bumbling. He ended up taking out the robbers at the end, right? He was beaten up. He was beaten up by the robbers at the beginning, but I wouldn't say bumbling at all. In the sequel to the previous year's Doctor Who and the Daleks, he was already a familiar face by then, from movies such as Two-Way Stretch and The Wrong Arm of the Law, along with Carry-Ons. I forgot he was in the Carry-Ons, right? In 1963, Jack, and 1964 Carry On Jack and Carry On Spying. He's also something of success in pop charts too, which is weird because he wasn't what one would call a sex symbol or had an incredible voice, right? He just had fun songs. Right, said Fred, it's a fun song. Having scored a trinity of comedy songs overseen by the beautiful producer George Martin. I did not know that. That's interesting. Hole in the Ground, number 9. Right Said Fred, number 10. And Gossip Calypso. Okay. Cribbins returned to Doctor Who 41 years later was never intended to be permanent. In the 2007 Kylie Minogue heading Christmas special, Voyage of the Damned, the actor cameoed as a newspaper still fearlessly manning the stand when everybody else has strayed London. Yes! Oh yeah, I remember him shaking his fist at the crashing Titanic. Not this year! London at Christmas, he tells Doctor, not safe, is it? Right after the last few Christmas adventures. But the character was only retroactively ID'd as the grandfather of Donna Noble. So I wonder if they did it then, they realised he'll be the not 4 times person, right? However, it was Howard Atfield who played Donna's dad in The Runaway Bride, passed away before his scenes could be completed for the 2008 episode. Okay, we're all agreeing, right? We're all agreeing. You know what? I want to see a Matthew Sweet retrospective on Bernard Cribbins. Now, Matthew Sweet is a bit of a lefty-lovey arty, right? Which, fair enough. Everybody can be whatever they want to be. I just really like Matthew Sweet stuff. Like I'm plowing through the season 22 Blu-ray. Finally got through Time Rash. Oh my god, that was a rough one. It got better as it went along, right? But now I'm on to the Nicola Bryant interview with Matthew Sweet, and it's really good, right? He's great at these things, right? And there's always like a nice playfulness with it. So I would love to see. He'll be perfect to do a Bernard Cribbins retrospective. Because he's also asked for, like, again, he's an academic lefty-lovey, but he's very smart as well, and I do appreciate that. With any other actor, it would have taken fans time to fall in love. But Rusty Davies was clearly blanking on 40 plus years worth of affection for Cribbins, and it's a testament to how stealing the actor was in the episode that Wolf pops up more and more as the 2008 series goes along. He's heartbreaking in the alternate reality turn left. Yes! Right? I mean, like, what a tower of morality, right? Not only being nice, not only being loving, not only being charming, but a tower of morality behind that, which powers his lovingness, which powers his charm, right? Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Wonderful episode. As he watches immigrants being forcibly taken away, and all those scenes he had at the end. I shouldn't really, be telling you all the bits I think, because the guy's going to say, who is it? Steve O'Brien's going to be saying the same thing in a paragraph too, I'm sure. And I haven't read this yet, so just based on what's happened so far. Yeah, turn left. He watches immigrants being forcibly taken away into labor camps. That's what they called them last time. He says tearfully, and it's happening again. Oh man, there's no one who can deliver an emotional punch, right? There's no one who can deliver a genuinely emotional punch like somebody you love, like Bernard Cribbins. By Stolen Earth, he's already going toe-to-toe with Darling's arm with a paintball gun. Again, it's just that crazy British pluck. Oh, man. No, you're going to make me cry looking at that picture. He's so good at this stuff. He's also going toe-to-toe with Darling's with a paintball gun. Cribbins' own idea, according to Rusty Davies on Instagram. I can believe it. I so totally believe it. At 80 years old, he was more of a badass against Scarra's pepper pots than he was at 38. That's very true. Was it 38? Blimey. Oh, wow. In Dalek Invasion of Earth. When it comes to David Tennant's closing runner specials, Rusty Davies announced that each would have their own companion. Flagged up from the opening titles, but few expected the final companion in the 2-part End of Time to be Wilfred Mott. Oh, Doctor Who's ultimate companion. All right, we normally get a young attractive girl as a companion, and I like a young attractive girl as a companion. Right, I do enjoy a young attractive girl as a companion. I did mention my my Victoria erection at the beginning of this video as testament to that. But you know that there's again these wonderfulnesses in the scenes when he's on the green spiky people's spaceship, talking about his time in Palestine, at the with the British Army, and which is weird. I very rarely use the term Palestine, but it was Palestine then. in the army, and talking about his wife being turned into the master, in the grave, and the scenes with David Tennant were perfect, right? They really bounced off each other just perfectly. Wait. Flagged up be Wilfred Mott. It's a thrilling moment to see Anne Bernard Cribbins credit fly up after David Tennant's name. The fact that Cribbins anchors those episodes with a tour de force performance, absolutely true. Really absolutely true. With the 10th Doctor, when the 10th Doctor was told about his imminent regeneration, he will knock 3 times. He will knock 4 times. It was not 4 times. Yeah. Right. That's how you do. Right. That you thought it was not 4 times. Yes. You thought it was the master, right? Oh, maybe it was 3. Maybe I'm wrong. But I don't know. None of expect those knocks to come from Wilfred Mott, but it's Wilf the Doctor sacrificing for. And he says, just leave me. And wonderful scene, right? He tells the doctor, I'm an old man, I've had my time. Looking at death in the face, Wilf is willing to die to save his friend. But when the doctor tells him, again, one of them, all that indulgent stuff afterwards, right? Yeah, after while he's regenerated, meeting everybody, that was a bit much. But this line, Wilfred, it's my honor, before opening up the door to a nuclear flooded control room to allow Wilf to escape, it packs one of the hardest punches in Doctor Who's history. Yeah, absolutely right? There are a few people you'll find it easy to forgive for killing the Doctor, but Bernard Cribbins as Wilfred Mott was one of them. As Wilf, Bernard Cribbins made us laugh and broke our hearts. Yeah, listen, I mean, look how I'm tearing up doing this. Made laugh and come the 6th anniversary, we'll do so again. For even sadder is, I disagree. I think it's just going to be even better seeing him, right? Honestly, I really do. And you know what? Now thinking back to it, I think it was a real shame that Matt Smith the Doctor didn't pop in on him for an episode. I think that would have been, because those Doctors would have been fantastic, right? And the joy at seeing the Doctor continue somehow, right? Or not knowing who he is until the end, or have Wolf work out. I think they might. I think Moffat missed the trick over there. I do. I think Moffat missed the trick. So this one's a bit more in depth, and I think it's a bit better because it goes into the entirety of his career. We remember Bernard Cribbins and what he brought to Doctor Who as a companion, Wilfred Mott. Doctor Who, what Bernard Cribbins, Wilfred Mott means to the show and fans. A lot, right? Surprisingly a lot, right? Yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is. Like, you just look at this picture and you go, oh. 9. That's the number of Doctor Who episodes that Wilfred Mott has appeared in so far. Just 9. And he was nearly in none. Well, I thought it was going to be in 1, right? Bernard Cribbins, the legend, spent 7 decades acting and entertaining after joining a theatre club in Oldham as an assistant stage manager at age 14. Oh, I love that story. I didn't know that. Was cast in Voyage of the Dam as Stab, selling from a kiosk as aliens of the Starship Titanic beam down and away again. It was intended as a cameo appearance only. But okay, fine. We're going to Howard Atfield again. Behind the scenes, long behind. Okay, blah 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 blah. There we go. The character was christened Wilf, and the credits to Voyage of Dam, Juliet amended. Wilfred Mott was created through pragmatism against a backdrop of tragedy, an inspired decision from Collinson based on Cribbins' infectious enthusiasm and ability to entertain. I didn't know it was Phil Collinson. I thought it was Rusty Davies. They have been called the 3 who ruled as one. Rusty Davies, Phil Collinson, and Julie Gardner. That's a great article I read about how Rusty Davies was genuinely scared of taking on Doctor Who, and it was Julie Gardner who talked him into it, who allayed those fears, right? The length of his career also means that he's a beloved figure to multiple generations who watched and heard him when they were young. The Railway Children, oh yes, the Wombles, Jackanory, Paddington. I forgot he did Paddington. Oh, I love that. He was in The Snowman. I remember the Snowman and Doctor Who. I mean, these are all things like again, warmth and magic, right? As the other article said, warmth and magic exude him, right? Just come right out of every pore of him. As somebody who has worked in referee theatre and then did a lot of narration and voiceover, Cribbins was versatile. He may have been a clown, but he could do a bit of everything, as narrators often have to, and know how to and knew the tonal shift from comedy to tragedy. His service on the, I don't know what it is, paradata.org.uk demonstrates this. I have no idea what this means, but paradata.org.uk, featuring both comedy and horror, and somehow managed to get his hand impaled on his own bayonet in front of Phil Marshall Montgomery. Really? All right. Yeah, this guy's done his research. That's interesting. There was a lot of Cribbins in Mott, absolutely true. Sure, the actor, sure as an actor, he could play small petty men for Alfred Hitchcock and John Cleese. Yes, step into Sinatra's shoes for Guys and Dolls at the National, even Gertrude Stein's Swedish surrealism. But the key thing everyone says about Cribbins is how immensely likable was. Well, again, it just bled off the screen, didn't it? Right, incredibly likable. The master himself, John Sim, even spoke about how hard it was to be cruel to Wilf. Really? Wait, when the it was in the End of Time, right? Being horrible to Wilf was one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do as an actor. Wiping out a tenth of the population didn't bat an eyelid, but to be mean to Bernard Cribbins, a challenge. He looked at me after a take with a loving twinkle as I said, "Ooh, you horrible sod." That's him. I remember him sitting in those big chairs in Naismith Mansion. Like king of the world. No one like him. He bought little touches like sprigs of holly from his garden. Really? I didn't know from his garden. That makes it even better. Man, they busted all down Doctor Who Confidential. Or the parachute regiment badge as headwear accessories, making suggestions like Will shooting a paintball gun at the Dalek. Again, this is the second time I read this in the same video, and I still think it's brilliant. It doesn't get less brilliant for repeating it. Cribbins' life experience also informed Will's character, the young man in post-World War Palestine, which was grim, right? I know a lot about their history. Watching a haze of bullets and feeling lost in the midst of midst of chaos. This old monarchist, I love that they describe it as a monarchist because I'm a big monarchist myself. Bring the Doctor a gun remains a beloved. Bring the Doctor a gun remains a. Okay, that this old monarchist bringing the Doctor a gun remains a beloved character is a testament to the sheer likability of an actor and how Rusty Davies shaped the character based on the casting. Yeah, I hear that. I guess he's saying monarchist as a diss rather than as all. That makes sense. While Davies and his writers were giving Catherine Tate some great material to show her range, they were building up Wilf and with his and Donna's very pure, supportive relationship with Donna's mum and Will's granddaughter. Donna's mum and Will's daughter Sylvia being pivotal, if less endearing, unifying figure for them both. Well, I always thought that Sylvia was a bit abrasive because she was just dealing with losing her, I am assuming, lifelong husband. Consider Wilf's role as Donna's grandfather, even allowing for the fact that the character replaced Donna's father late in the day. There aren't many predators in the show's history. Jamie Victoria, Adric Nissa, Tegan, Turler, and Perry have family members that appear on screen, but they weren't used to the same extent. Well, come on. The classic era, one of the failings of the classic era, and I love the classic era, was how they made the companions very two-dimensional, right? One of the great things that Rusty Davies did with the with this revived era was giving the companions a life, like giving Rose like a mother and a boyfriend. It made it much more real, right? And I think it worked a lot better for it. Like honestly, Perry with Uncle Howard always seemed a bit weird to me, right? They all seemed like a bit strange. There's a great thing in the Matthew Sweet interview with Nicola Bryant saying how she wrote up all this backstory for Perry and said she went off with the doctor because she was really looking for a father figure after her father was dead. And John Nixon was like, yeah, whatever. Can you just put in the spandex, darling? Yeah, okay. Yeah, your father's dead. Boo-hoo. Put in this tight top. Yeah, that works for us. And Perry have family on the screen, mostly seen in one story, only dying and then providing some occasional semblance of pathos. Other companion relatives who appeared frequently had more fractious relationship. Rose and Martha didn't have the same level of supportive relationship that to Wilf and Donna. Yeah, well, that's fair. I mean, I did like that whole family argument at Smith and Jones, right? The first, with the dad bringing the young girlfriend. In fact, the closest thing the show has come to Wilf and Donna's relationship previously is the First Doctor and Susan. Yes! That's I would actually say the First Doctor and Dodo as well, to a certain extent. Although, I'm basing that opinion a little bit on Stephen Noonan's, what's her name? Lauren Cornelius. Lauren Cornelius' performance in the Big Finish box set. They did one, which is quite good. But there is a real sparkle in that. But the same sort of thing. In the First Doctor and Susan, which are a real mix of paternalistic fractiousness and wholesome. As William Hartnell in the 60s, children watching the show in the late 2000s had found a grandfather that would approach approach Cribbins in the street in that spirit, and he loved that. He loved being called granddad. You know, he did, and I heard him say that in interviews. Like that's one of the reasons he loved Doctor Who. Wilf also functions as a surrogate father for the Doctor. Yeah. Wow, I never thought of that. Those scenes in the End of Time when they're having those quiet talks in that spaceship. Yeah, when he's giving him that paternal advice. You're so right. Man, I hadn't realized that. That's very, very... who wrote this? I'm going to give him a nod, right? This one by Andrew Brer. You're getting a nod. There you go. You've done well. I don't think I've ever done that before. Well, simultaneously mirroring the character, they're both older men who know their time is up soon, haunted by past conflict, but ready to step up and do the right things. Do the right thing. Oh, the right things. I guess there's more than one of them. In many ways, Wilf is more straightforwardly heroic figure, fighting to save what he loves, and stepping in to save an unnamed scientist in the End of Time without a moment's hesitation. Who's the unnamed scientist? I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it. Okay, I don't think he's lying, right? I think he's probably telling the truth. I think it's more like I just don't remember. That could be. The Doctor, on the other hand, does the right thing and saves Wilf but only after bitterly lamenting what it'll cost him. That is true. He did have a bit of a tantrum, right? A lot less than it'll cost Wilf. That is, well, I don't know. I mean, that whole thing about him regenerating is really him dying. I'm not sure if I agree with them. If it wasn't Wilf needing rescue, and frankly, there's an element of doubt over what the Doctor would. There's an element of doubt what the Doctor will have done. Yet, Wilfred Mott's faith isn't diminished because he knows what the Doctor did for Donna and can do for others. If you're on the same chaotic side, it's no wonder that Wilf provides a stellar father figure, someone who can actually be quieter and vulnerable with. This extended beyond the characters and into fandom too. I guess so. Wow, this guy's really on the money. I'm generally speaking quite impressed, right? I'm quite impressed. Put simply, the end of time falls apart without Wilfred Mott in the companion role. Yeah, it does. Like as soon as he goes, and then he shows up again, right? It simply would not work. The strongest things are all built around the strength of Cribbins' performance and the control and his control of dynamics. Yeah, and it's not like he's up against an actor of inferior quality. I mean, David Tennant's probably got to be in the top 5, top 10 living English actors right now, right? Certainly in terms of being beloved by the public. And also, listen, I can totally see David Tennant although he still looks like he did 20 years ago, in 40 years, right? Being the same grandfather role. Wouldn't that be great, right? David Tennant comes back as a Wilfred Mott type character for the 100th anniversary. For the centenary. Man, that'd be wild. Where are we up to? Wolf is emotionally honest in all his scenes. He's doing a bit of business and being able to be an affable granddad. He means it in the moment, and this means when his fear comes to the surface, he's equally unabashed. There's no sugarcoating the pain in lines like, but she was better with you. Oh God, you break my bloody heart again, right? Yeah, I don't want you to die. If Bernard Cribbins was on the screen crying, you better believe the audience was weeping too. So true. And the audience wasn't crying out of some emotional heartstring trick, out of like somebody like doing some kind of some kind of acting trick to suck you in. It was from his pure honesty, and authenticity. Right, that's the expression in acting I first heard from Louise Jameson, and it's that really to me is the key of great acting, right? If you think somebody is authentic in the character, it doesn't matter if the character is impossible and could never have happened, like Doctor Who, if you're authentic, then it's a successful performance. Which look, wherever you feel about the current era, I don't feel that Jodie Whittaker's performance was authentic at all. I didn't believe it, right? So that's why, for me, I think she failed in the role. If you loved her, don't want to upset you. God bless you, right? I'm glad that you loved it. What do we even do? When Cribbins' death was announced, the news landed heavily. Well, listen. It's been a rough week, isn't it? We lost David Warner, we lost Bernard Cribbins, and then we lost Nichelle Nichol? Is that Lieutenant Uhura? Much easier to remember. It was a rough week in fandom. Plus, of course, there was the spectre of World War III, which China saying don't do that to America. America's like, we're going to do that. Never mind. Listen, if the apocalypse has happened, one of the greatest tragedies of it won't be the extinction of all life on planet Earth. It will be that this video never ever gets shown. Not because it's such a great video, but I hate doing work that goes to waste. So I would be particularly upset if there was an apocalypse until this video gets posted. Then it's all cool, baby, all cool. We saw the same GIFs, JPEGs, GIFs and JPEGs across social media. Wilf saluting or Wilf not being able to wave goodbye, and the increasing melancholy of "I'm gonna die" cafe scenes that was going around in screen grab form. The fan came in waves. So many quotes, outpourings were colossal. It crossed generations. Again, this is why I think it was worth waiting a week or so before making this video. I'll probably make another one in a month. I really will. I mean, it's gonna. That's again, if you're a younger person and you've never lost anyone, this is the way grief goes. Grief goes in waves. And again, I never met him. Most of us never met him, right? It wasn't a genuine connection, but maybe it was, right? We all love Wilfred Mott, right? We all love Bernard Cribbins. Doctor Who where'd he go? Doctor Who often has an air of wish fulfillment. It's a show that requires joy and can't be endlessly can't end too bleakly. That is true. Davis gave his characters a fantastic journey's book, compromised endings. So when we see the Doctor leaving Wilf, choking with emotion as Donna and her family are left financially secure, and the Doctor leaves them forever, or so it seemed. I think he did. I think this 60th anniversary, Tennant and Donna Noble are different people. Even Donna losing her memories of her travels with the Doctor, which I think they're probably coming in to fix in the 60th anniversary. Wouldn't that be great? I hope so. Maybe I think that's probably one thing that sat with Rusty Davies over the years and went, yeah, I've never really been too pleased with that. Maybe I can fix that. Even Donna losing her memories of her travels with the Doctor, the ones that made her better, in Wilf's words, there's some gestures of condolence for the heartbreak, which is deserved, frankly, considering the faith Wilf showed in Doctor and Donna. They're not perfect, not by a long shot, but this man whose daughter won't let him get a webcam because he thinks they're naughty is quietly as heroic as them both. Who wouldn't want somebody like Wilf in their corner? Absolutely. And I think that's why, again, this really hurt, because we all want a Wilf in our life, right? We all want a Wilf in our life, and I think I think the lack of that is the essence of grief, right? Doesn't matter if you met him, doesn't matter if you didn't know him, that doesn't matter if you had it doesn't matter. I think the relationship we had, which was a relationship that he built up, a relationship that he built up through his performance, and through his talent, and through just being there all the time, through entertainment, right? And it is we do have a relationship with the media we consume, with the people who create the media we consume. We absolutely do have have that relationship. So yeah, it is hard. It was hard in passing, but I think I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave with that Patrick Troughton clip, and hope I don't get copyright struck because of it. Because it really says it better than I think anybody really ever can. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.